Good evening. I'm Jarita Postlethwaite, Superintendent of Charleston County Schools, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to this graduation celebration for the class of 2020. As you know, this virtual ceremony is just the first way graduates will be recognized. Your school has planned face-to-face diploma awarding ceremonies for you in the coming days. Today, I want to acknowledge up front that we'd all rather be together, just as we would have preferred to spend the last 2 months going to class, participating in or attending school activities, going to the prom, just enjoying the normal school during the final weeks of your journey that began many years ago in elementary school and brought you to this point. However, the pandemic has forced all of us to rethink everything that we previously knew as normal. One thing that has not changed is your remarkable accomplishments. We gather today to recognize the relationships that you have formed, to honor your achievements, your memories, and your hard work. So, I offer to each of you my personal congratulations. You've achieved this milestone event of graduation. We will celebrate you virtually today and look forward to seeing you in person to offer you our best wishes as you enter the world as the remarkable class of 2020.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As the principal of Academic Magnet High School in 2020, I welcome all of you, family and friends of our Raptors, to our first, and we really hope our last, virtual graduation ceremony. We welcome all of you who are celebrating with these seniors in this very unusual and very challenging time. We do want to acknowledge all of the hard work, particularly in the last 3 months, that our families, our parents, our guardians have done to support not only this class, but all of their children. I want to acknowledge the work of our Board of Trustees under the chairmanship of the Reverend Dr. Eric Mack, and our superintendent, Dr. Jarita Postlethwaite, and the CCSD leadership who have helped guide us through these difficult times. I want to also welcome the principal of Academic Magnet High School, who in 2016-17 launched these students on their high school careers. But most especially, I want to welcome the students who have meant so much to us as they have matriculated these last 4 years through our halls, through our institution, and now make up the graduating class of 2020. You are a record-setting group. Never before has the academic achievement of our school reached such heights, and it has certainly reached previous heights. You have set the bar in the greatest number of national merit finalists. You have been our first graduating class to go through the AP Capstone program and receive, likely in July, the AP Capstone Diploma. You have, in the world and in our community, reached out with service and leadership that has affected not just 1 or 2, but literally thousands. You are a class to be remembered, one not soon to be forgotten. But while we are celebrating all of your achievements, we also have to acknowledge that this is a year of loss. Not having the pleasure, the honor, the privilege of the last 3 months of working with each of you as graduates. In that loss, I know I speak on behalf of your inspirational faculty and staff, and certainly of myself, to say that we have missed you greatly. And you have lost. You've lost moments with friends, celebrations with family, things that we hope but are not sure we can recreate in the future. Loss, along with celebration, is indeed bittersweet. Almost 20 years ago, I stood before my very first high school graduating class as their principal, and it was also a group of young men and women who had suffered extraordinary loss. And I shared with them a quote that I have carried with me for decades, that has seen me through difficult times, and I'd like to share it with you now. The Austrian poet Rainer Maria Rilke wrote these words in the early 1900s in his volume Letters to a Young Poet. You must not be frightened when a sorrow rises up before you, greater than you have ever seen before. When a restlessness like light and cloud shadows passes over your hands and over all your doing, you must think that something is happening to you, that life has not forgotten you, that it holds you in its hand. It will not let you fall. Class of 2020, you have challenged our minds, you have captured our hearts. Now, we ask you to go forth and challenge our world and recapture our humanity. You indeed have all it takes to bring peace and health and happiness to our world and to yours. Again, congratulations, class of 2020.
Hello, I'm William Schnell, your senior class president, and serving you all this year has been the greatest thing I've done during my time at Academic Magnet. From Bird Day to multiple Spirit Week wins, it's been a very memorable year. I hate that our time together ended so soon, even if it did get us out of taking finals. However, the time that we did have together made my high school experience unlike any other. Out of this, I think we will take a new appreciation for the time and the memories that we get with each other, because you never know when it can all change. To end our time at Academic Magnet like we started it, we will have our principal speak. No, not our beloved Miss Spencer, but Miss Peterson, who welcomed us to Academic Magnet as freshmen. She taught in Connecticut, where she graduated from Connecticut College, and she has also taught in California. Luckily for us, she ended up in Charleston and has been impacting students' lives in the Low Country for 33 years. I could speak on our year together of Miss Peterson's accomplishments for quite a while longer, but here's Miss Peterson.
Thank you, William. Good morning and welcome to the first virtual graduation of Academic Magnet High School students. The class of 2020 will be known for several important firsts, but this virtual graduation may be the most memorable on a variety of levels. First and foremost, congratulations, AMHS graduates. You have completed a challenging and rigorous liberal arts program and are now ready for college, for university, for gap year, for travel, for other adventures, for whatever lies ahead. Secondly, thank you parents, grandparents, family, and friends who have supported these young, talented students during the high school experience at Academic Magnet High School. This virtual graduation is a first for you too. I am genuinely proud of you graduates and truly grateful for the support of your parents, grandparents, families, and friends. And I thank you for letting me share a few thoughts with you on this special day. I first met the AMHS class of 2020 in August 2016, and if my memory serves me well, I spoke of the special connotations associated with being the class of 2020, a class with a clear vision on the future for each individual student and for its class as a whole. I'm pretty confident, however, that no one saw clearly what we would be graduating today in this virtual arena. We often say also that hindsight is 20/20, and we look back just a little bit. We note that this is the class of graduates born just before or after 9/11. This is the class of graduates that experienced the Great Recession. And now, this is the class of graduates graduating during the pandemic of 2020. You are a class of graduates resilient and strengthened by events. You are a class of Academic Magnet High School graduates challenged and nurtured by a faculty and a staff committed to you and to your education. You are a class of graduates supported and cheered by family and friends. As a class of graduates influenced by the present pandemic and other events, local, national, global, you have grown in understanding, in respect for the environment and the global community, and in confidence in your own potential for future contributions to the betterment of our world. It is you who will write the policies that will guide our actions on behalf of the environment, public health, and social systems. It is you who will develop new medicines and treatments to help our world stay healthy. It is you who will build new businesses and develop new technologies to invigorate a local, national, and global economy. We need you. We're counting on you. As graduates, you have been members of the AMHS community of students, faculty, and staff, and in this community, you have had the gift of excellent mentors. You have been part of salons and science investigations which have challenged, changed, and sometimes confirmed your thinking. You have read, researched, and written as you develop a strong voice, a voice that will be heard as you take the lead of our nation's future. As graduates of Academic Magnet High School with the cheering crowd of family and friends, you have a support system that is the envy of other young students. As you continue your education and build upon your experiences, you know that your family and friends are there for you. Whether you misstep and have to redirect your path, or whether there is accomplishment and honor, regardless, they are cheering for and with you, and they are here today. It's pretty evident to everyone here today, students, parents, grandparents, friends, AMHS faculty and staff, that our world will be different in days, weeks, months, and perhaps years ahead. We do not know what it will look like, but we do know what you look like. We do know that you are talented and purposeful, committed to your education, your classmates, and others. We do know that you are ready to learn all you can. We do know that you are eager and optimistic about the future. We do know that you have, quote, the right stuff for whatever you choose. We also know that, like the little hero in Kobe Yamada's children's story, you do know what to do with an idea. You cherish it, you nurture it, you give it room to grow, and eventually you share it with the world. You will make a positive difference in our world, and we need you. The world events of your lifetime, the AMHS community, and your family and friends have brought you to this very special day. The graduation may be virtual, but the celebration and our belief in you as change makers and leaders is real as it gets. In spite of the circumstances that have brought us to this day and to this virtual message, I do believe still in the truth that to whomsoever much is given, much is expected. These New Testament words are often echoed and mirrored by world leaders, specifically John Kennedy and Bill Gates. You have been given the best we have had to give you, and now you are preparing to give the world the best that you have. Congratulations, class of 2020. I wish you a clear vision of the future, and I leave you now with an admonition from Alfred Lord Tennyson in Idylls of the King. Arise, go forth, and conquer. Thank you. God bless.
Hello again. As Superintendent of Schools, it's indeed an honor to recognize our outstanding class of 2020. Among those bright scholars are some individuals who've made a tremendous commitment to serve our country through the armed forces after graduation. I would like to take this time to acknowledge their willingness to serve by presenting each of them with a challenge coin. Challenge coins are a small medallion that's typically given out by a military leader in recognition of a special achievement. The use of such coins dates back to the First World War. In recognition of your pledge to protect and serve our country, we are awarding you with your first official challenge coin, which we will mail to all of you who have enlisted. On behalf of a proud and grateful community, thank you for your dedication and devotion to our country. Godspeed.
The Renaissance Award. Seniors who receive the Renaissance Award are well-rounded individuals with a passion for learning and cultivated interest in a number of areas. They are model AMHS students selected by the AMHS faculty. This year's Renaissance Award recipient is Keelan Bailey. The Lee Snellgrove Memorial Scholarship. The Lee Snellgrove Memorial Scholarship was established in 2020 in loving memory of Lee Snellgrove, a beloved teacher and advocate for students' science education. Criteria for this award include an aspiration to teach science or seek a post-secondary degree in science and outstanding leadership, school service and community involvement, among others. This senior is selected by a committee of educators from AMHS. This year's Lee Snellgrove Memorial Scholarship recipient is Robert Gordy. The Raptor Award. The Raptor Award is given to the senior student who best represents school spirit and a commitment to the AMHS community. This senior is selected by the faculty of AMHS. This year's Raptor Award recipient is Christopher Sully Golson. The Vishnu Narayanan Scholarship. The Vishnu Narayanan Scholarship was established in 2018 in loving memory of Vishnu Narayanan, a former graduate of AMHS. The scholarship is awarded to a graduating Dirty Bird who embodies the characteristics of the Dirty Bird's motto: rhythm, passion, drums, and goes above and beyond in creativity within the group. This year's Vishnu Narayanan Scholarship recipient is Madison Smalley. The McAllister Award. The award is presented annually to the senior student athlete who has demonstrated superior athletic performance, sportsmanship, leadership, community service, citizenship, and academic accomplishment. Special consideration is given to multi-sport athletes who have completed for all 4 years of high school. This year's McAllister Award recipient is Christopher Sully Golson. The Heart of the Lion Scholarship. This award is given in loving memory and honor of Marley Lyon, graduate of the class of 2012, who tragically died in June 2012. The recipient is a senior student athlete who has played a sport every year that they have been at AMHS. Criteria also include athleticism, genuine nature, willing and respectful attitude. This year's Heart of the Lion Scholarship recipient is Andrew Dariano.
Class of 2020, it is an honor to be preparing a message for you today. First, I would like to quickly recognize our teachers and our staff for 4 great years of inspiration, teaching, and selflessness. As I stand here today in these very strange circumstances, I am reminded of the resiliency and the grit of the class of 2020. This adversity that we face today is nothing new to us. From experiencing a shift in principles during our career here at Magnet to being the first class to graduate from the AP Capstone program, we have seen many shifts and we have grown from them. And in fact, we have never been frightened by this change and by the changes that we have seen here at Magnet. We have thrived because of it. And I do believe that we are the highest achieving class at Academic Magnet and that Magnet has ever seen. And I sincerely hope that we get the credit for such and that each of you are proud to be a part of the class of 2020. So if there ever was a message to share with my great class, it would be to embrace the change and the adversity that we see today and that you will see surely after you graduate for the rest of your life. Embrace it because it builds character and will show some of the best lessons of your life. Thank you.
Kind, funny, strong, positive, and her passion for social issues, especially the inequality of the socioeconomic gap in education, is nothing short of describing how remarkable this young woman is. Josephine Drake is an accomplished tennis player, having played for the past 8 years competitively, all while balancing a rigorous course load. She has been an advocate in our community, advocating for those less fortunate by working with several community service organizations. An extremely focused student, Josephine set goals to continually improve, and her academic and personal growth can speak for itself. A 2020 National Merit Scholarship winner, the University of Notre Dame is the lucky institution to inherit her. It is my honor to present the Academic Magnet High School Class of 2020 salutatorian, Ms. Josephine Drake.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, faculty, parents, friends, distant relatives, and whoever else was forwarded the link for the highly anticipated virtual graduation slideshow to celebrate the Academic Magnets Class of 2020. As your salutatorian, I have been given the privilege to write a speech to present in front of the camera right when I thought I was finished with high school. As an added bonus, I was informed that I get to give brief remarks at the live ceremony TBD, yet another opportunity to exercise my subpar public speaking skills. But I've learned that that's just what Magnet does. It pushes you outside of your comfort zone, whether you like it or not, helping you to acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses alike. Throughout these past 4 years, it has molded our class into a well-versed group while simultaneously nurturing our individuality. Now, I know our final semester of senior year has been unconventional to say the least. I also know that tensions are running particularly high. If you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to check out the Facebook Parents page. Many of us graduates, along with our parents, have expressed frustration that our years of hard work have perhaps not culminated in sufficient recognition or celebration. We also don't get to have the traditional graduation we have anticipated for so long. And this disappointment is justified. However, I encourage you to step back and view our time in high school from a comprehensive perspective, rather than associating it only with its final few months. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, to finish the moment, to find the journey's end in every step of the road, to live the greatest number of good hours is wisdom. And our journeys are only beginning as we head off to our dream schools in the fall, entertain a gap year to focus on pursuing our talents, or decide to enter the workforce. Flashing back to my first couple of days as a freshman at Magnet, I knew that our school was different from the rest, but maybe it was just the subtle odor of sewage in the halls. It didn't take me long, however, to realize that the separating factor, besides the smell, rested within the student body. Coming from an array of middle schools, backgrounds, interests, and personalities, we were brought together by our inclination toward academic exploration. But we are so much more than that. We are passionate, with the majority of us taking part or even leading clubs in politics, activism, education, music, sports, you name it. We are self-driven, investing many long hours toward achieving our personal objectives. We are competitive, nearly edging out the seniors as sophomores for Wall Day. I think we can all agree that that was rigged. We are celebrated for our success, both by our teachers, who have instinctively invested much of their time in helping us inside and outside the classroom alike, and by our peers. But most of all, we are family. As I wrap up my speech, I would like to leave you all with a proverb my dad always tells me when he's feeling inspirational. Aim at the sun and hit an eagle. Aim at an eagle and hit a rock. Doing the bare minimum to attain your goals may not reap your intended reward. Rather, in the typical AMHS fashion, seek to overachieve, to push your limits. Finally, I would like to thank my parents, sister, friends, teachers, coaches, and school for the past 4 years. We may be number 2 in the country, but Magnet will always remain number 1 in our hearts.
Authentic, confident, humble, leader, socially conscious, and advocate are words that often describe Robbie Gordy. An advocate not just for self, but always for others. An exceptional athlete, having been part of the cross-country and track and field teams his entire high school tenure, and serving as team captain this year. He's active in local politics, volunteering for campaigns in several community organizations. Robbie is a purposeful young man whose future will undoubtedly make a positive impact. While his academic credentials make him to be admired, it's his self-awareness and personal growth and determination to be an agent of change that marks him as unique and interesting, and one who will certainly stand out in the crowd. A 2020 National Merit Scholarship winner, William and Mary is the lucky institution to inherit him. It is my honor to present the Academic Magnet High School Class of 2020 valedictorian, Robert Robbie Gordy.
At some point in the later part of freshman year, we did a softball unit in PE. So we would go out to that field of grass under the oak tree by the bus loop to go practice. I remember getting in these discussions and arguments while in the batting line. But one particular day, we heard the unmistakable song of the ice cream truck. Of course, we asked if we could go get some, and Coach Williams responded and asked if we had money, and of course, none of us did, because there were no pockets in our PE uniforms, and PE softball wasn't usually a financial activity. So the next A-Day in Miss Grayson's focus, there's this restless chatter telling everyone to take money out with them to the softball field, tucked away in the waistband of their PE shorts. So there we are again in the 2:30 sun playing softball, with our money neatly stashed away, and again we heard it, the song of the ice cream truck. But this time, the truck didn't roll past the school. It drove into the carpool line and stopped in front of the Academic Magnet sign. It turns out that our PE class's personal Samaritan had contacted the ice cream truck company and told them to come to the school. So again, for what she called a prank that benefits the people. So we asked again if we could get ice cream, and Coach Williams asked again if we had money, but this time we were prepared. So when Coach Williams saw all of our money, she just said, "Go ahead," and we booked it from the field where we were playing softball over to the ice cream truck. And I remember, I'll never forget, Mr. McCormick jumping out of his window. I didn't even have money with me that day, but our anonymous personal benefactor paid for my ice cream anyways. So what I mean to say by that story is that when you look back on your time in high school, I dare you to remember moments like that rather than what you missed out on at the end. Remember things like the trip to Nantahala and sprinting back to your cabin after whitewater rafting. Remember Dr. Altman meeting with you on Zoom at 8:30 every other day because she cared about you that much. Remember your favorite classes, your favorite teachers, your favorite things you learned, because there's plenty to choose from. We may have missed prom and a normal graduation and the last AP picnic, but to say that we as a class lack memories would just be wrong. We have stories because we have people. We have fashion designers, scholars, activists, comedians, dancers, artists, writers, leaders, musicians, troublemakers, teachers, parents, siblings, friends. Some of these people are your best friends, and some you'll never see again. So it goes. So speaking of the future, I can't give you a lot of wisdom about it or about the rest of your life because just like you, I'm only a high school senior and I haven't lived it yet. So I'm going to leave most of that to the more experienced people out there. But if there's one thing that I have learned from this last semester of high school, beyond and including this pandemic, is to take no one and nothing for granted. Learn as much as you can from the people who know more than you and from the places you've never been before. Tell people you love them every now and again, or at least that you're grateful to them. Know that loss is going to be a part of your life. You'll lose time, friends, people. So cherish and take advantage of what you have while it's there. I always go back to David Byrne and the Talking Heads in Once in a Lifetime. After listing all of those extravagant places he says you may find yourself, he asks the inevitable question you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Again, be mindful and cherish what you have, and I think you'll be able to figure out the answer. To my family and all the other supportive families out there, I love you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. To our amazing teachers who work so hard, thank you. I know this pandemic has been really, really hard for all of you. Specifically to Ms. Snellgrove, I like to say that no one truly ever leaves us when they've given parts of themselves to others like you did through your teaching and your kindness. We'll bring you with us wherever we go, in our minds and our hearts, because you are the essence of everything an educator should be. I love you, and I know that I'm not alone in that. So with all of that in mind, celebrate this day and look forward to the future. Know that things won't always come easily to you. Because of that, take pride in and be fulfilled by the work you do. You have so much potential, so I want you to work hard for the opportunity to show it. I've seen incredible things from this group already, and I don't expect that to end today or anytime soon. This was a team effort, so congratulations AMHS Class of 2020 families, congratulations AMHS Class of 2020 teachers, and lastly, congratulations to the spectacular AMHS Class of 2020 graduates. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, by the powers vested in me as the principal of Academic Magnet High School, I present to you the graduating class of 2020. Beloved students, ladies and gentlemen, please, you may now move your tassels.